we got here? Hey guys, how's it going? The Mystery 60 AV. It's not a 5, I don't think it's a PM 570. It's in a Super Pro frame, so to speak. It's got the Super Pro lower handle, 2 bumpers there, Super Pro Mac AV mounts up the top. It's a 1.75 inch bore, I think it is, 47.4 mil, something like that. So what was wrong with it? Like I said in the introduction video, the carb gasket that when you bolt the carb down was in, half of it was stuck to the carb and half of it was stuck to there, where it bolts to, but as soon as I undid the bolts, the carb wasn't stuck there, it was just flopping around. So new gasket, I used the 288, Husky 288 carb gasket because I've cut them out. I've got a whole heap in stock. I did put a carb kit in the carb, pressure tested it, all mint. I never had the starter off or anything. I just had the filter cover off. It's got a ProMac 850 filter cover because I don't have the specific one and it didn't come with it. No tuning holes. It's a fixed low jet saw, so let's warm her up. It shouldn't take much. It started first pull cold yesterday. So I'm going to pull it now without choke. We'll see what happens. And I also wanted to add the auto oiler works. That's first pull cold, guys. It wants to be in timber. So let's warm her up and get her in. It's the bar and chain that was on the 1010, the famous, I call it the famous 1010 because it's had a lot of views. In the shorts, 18 inch I think it is, or 20, semi-chisel, tri-link chain. It's not a very good chain. I need to get a bar closer, a rail closer. That's on the to-do list next because all these old bars, the rails are splayed out. 3/8, freshly sharpened last night, even though it was still pretty sharp from when I had it on the 1010. Little cut. Obviously it needs a tune, being a fixed low jet saw. No, there's no throttle lock. We'll stick the don't think this carb's any good. Just unscrewed the jet all the way. There's no Welsh plug in it to be removed. It's got like a brass insert. The main jet, like what do you call it? The check valve, fully operational. I just don't know. Just don't know what's going on here. It's obviously fuel. Fuel related. I had the fuel cap cracked before. Fuel cap's obviously doing its job. It's a fixed low jet carb, so we only got high jet here, but it sort of plays a role in the low jet as well. Now I've got I think it's got an air leak, guys. Around the base of the carb, there's smoke bellowing out of here. Kind of working now. I don't know. We'll go another half a turn on that screw there. impulse. The impulse hose is no good, but I checked it all before I put it all back together. The intake boot's mint. Maybe the intake loop is mint. There's a lot of movement because it's missing the 2 screws out of this AV, the rear one. I'm looking at the intake boot. I can hear some funny noises under there though. I'm lost for ideas. It seems like an impulse problem. It's got the genuine impulse hose on it. That cut was just half throttle. It's all right, half throttle, but once you give it full, it's like the hijet doesn't want a bar of it. Maybe I'll give it a bath in the ultrasonic cleaner and see what happens. This is still points, I believe. It could be electronic, I can't remember. I believe it's still points. That's the original spark plug boot, but that doesn't mean anything. It wants to go, but it just doesn't want to. This all will be pretty hectic once it's running properly, and because that's semi-chisel chain, it's not a very good brand. It's Tri-Link. They're cheap. I'll say it's longer, but longer's good. It's good steel, that. Throwing nice chips. I don't know. Is it supposed to be? Is it a governed carb? There's no physical governor on the outside of the carb. You know, you can take the governor out, put a little piece of aluminium tin in there, and block it up. No idea. I need to get these 2 bolts in the back of this. And sort it out. It's either 57 cc's or it's 60. The cylinder is the same measurement as a Pro Max 60, so it's around that era, but it's AV. I'm thinking it's a Super Pro because it's got the Super Pro handles. If it was a PM570 to have the steel bash plate with the big thick foot pad, you American guys would have more of an idea than I do. Even Darcy doesn't know. He said it's either a 570 or it's a Super Pro 60. It's definitely 60 cc's though. And the carb, we can go up here and I can show you the carb up close if you want to have a look. You guys will be able to, like you American guys. Catches up there, my phone's dying, I've got to plug it in. We're back. Give you a quick look at the carb. Pro Mac 850. Filter and top cover. It's a Super Pro 81 filter, so it's a Super Pro kind of setup. Closer look at it. It's got a different mount in the middle there. Maybe that's a CP70. I know the CP70 had a mount in the middle. Okay. Single jet with the idle inside there. I'm not sure what that one up the top is. I believe it's a high. There's nothing in not even threads or anything in those 3 holes there. I'm thinking it's not getting enough fuel, so I might have to put a different impulse hose in it. Double check the intake boot. It was mint, no cracks, still soft. The only other thing I can think of is ignition, but it's revving up and down, up and down. Full throttle, it revs good, then it starves for fuel. So the only other option I have is put a 710 carb on it and try and tune it with my fingers. Starting to rain. Anyhow, at least it made it through, what did I do, 2 cuts with it, 3 cuts with it. Nice and slow, but at least it worked. That's the main thing. And in LA, I might have to hit Max the Mac Man up, I think, for a couple. It's going to cost me a lot of money. On all the other saws, I've just been cutting a piece of felt, exactly the same as this, put a hole in the middle of it, and that's it. The next saw up will be running a felt filter, just a piece of felt. Anyhow, at least it made a complete two and a half complete cuts today. Just for grins, see if it restarts. No throttle, no nothing. Smells flooded. it passed the leak down test, but I think it might be, metering lever might be too high now because it's flooding itself. Yesterday at the start first pulled cold, well it did today. So it's flooding itself, so my metering lever must be a little bit too high. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Free to do that if you like it. There's not much to like, only the saw, but she's not cooperating. It's a shame because I completely disassembled it. It had white death in the crankcase, the bottom, the oil tank part. Sanded it all, swapped the bearings, seals. And all that. Had spark. That was one of the ones I got from John Powers. It was actually out. I believe it was out sitting under a tree in the weather, in the rain, rust. It had, as you know, water in the bottom end for God knows how long. So to be running now, as bad as it is running, so we need to get it Mickey Mouse. I might have to use the carb off the 1010. That's an option. The dual jet carb off the 1010, the famous 1010. Actually, you got to take the air filter cover off to tune it. So we might chuck it on that. That's probably going to have more kahunas than the 1010. If I don't port the 1010, I'm actually thinking about doing it while it's still disassembled. So then I'll have one of each cc ported, 54, 57, 70 cc, 81. Anyhow, I've got to charge my phone now, plug my phone in, give it a bit of more charge. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 definite saws, 5 possibly to go. Hit that if you like it. Catch us on the next one. Hooroo.